Every story appears ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Hello and welcome to CoreTV Primetime News. I am Olajumoke Olatunji. In our major stories, INEC declares Kogi governorship election inconclusive, orders overrun in cancelled polling units. APC governorship candidate in the November 21 governorship election dies of heart attack shortly after announcement of results. Former President Goodluck Jonathan denies Sambo Dasuki's claims that he awarded a $2 billion armed procurement contract. And outside Nigeria, Belgium endures a second day of security lockdown as police forces search for terror suspects in country's capital. We begin the news tonight in a sad note where the candidate of the All Progressives Congress in Saturday's governorship election, Abubakar Aldo, has died. He's reported to have died of undisclosed medical ailment shortly after INEC's declaration of the Kogi governorship election inconclusive. Though too shorted to provide details of the politician's passing away, he confirmed he was in the candidate's company when he passed on. Our reporter who visited the APC candidate's Lokoja residence saw supporters thronging the residence, anxious to confirm the news of the politician's death. There is no close relative or political associate to confirm the report yet. Meanwhile, a supporter said the news of the sudden illness and later death of Aldo stirred celebration at his residence Saturday afternoon. The supporter says as they were preparing for the celebration and awaiting Prince Abubakar Aldo, one politician claimed and said they should stop drumming. Prince Abubakar Aldo was the first executive governor of Kogi State and was born on 27th of October 1947 to the family of His Royal Highness, the late Pa Aldo Oyide Orego Ata of the Galaland and the paramount ruler of Ogbonita Loma in Ofu local government area of Kogi State. The reported news on the death of the Kogi State All Progressives Congress Coastal Branch in Kogi State is visited by CoreTV News to Abubakar Aldo's GRA home in Lokoja saw people in whispers as gloom were worn on faces. However, a two-time commissioner head of Aldo's campaign, Tom Ehokere, asked Nigerians to tread softly as he's trying to reach the Ogbonita-born prince in his hometown.
So we had no choice. Our offices even called us that since we are still here, we need to confirm.
Get Oga's place is off network. But I'm trying to reach him now. I'm trying to get, if not get him, I'm trying to send somebody to go to his village now. Okay. So for now, if there is anything like that, I should be one of the first people to know. So Sahara Reporter is not a competent authority.
We've been joined live now by Barrister Chido Onwora, who will be giving us the legal stand on the electoral situation in Kogi State at the moment. Good evening, Barrister.
Good evening.
All right, can you now tell us, and can you tell us what's the legal position in an electoral situation like this? Hello? Can you give us the legal position in an electoral situation like what we have presently in Kogi State?
Hello?
I guess we lost Barrister there. Now, Senator representing Kogi West Senatorial District, Dino Malaya, has described INEC's declaration of the Kogi governorship election as delayed victory for the All Progressives Congress, while members of the People's Democratic Party and other parties hailed the outcome of the election.
Is 41353. Margin is 41353. The total number of registered voters in the polling units cancelled or where elections were not held is 49,953. 49953. Apply the provisions of 199,514 votes. The margin between the two political parties is 41353. Margin is 41353. The total number of registered voters in the polling units cancelled or where elections were not held is 49,953. 49953. Apply the provision units where elections were cancelled or not held. Decline to make a return until another poll has taken place and the results incorporated into a new form from EC8D and subsequently recorded into form EC8E for declaration and return. Unquote. Applying the provisions of the above quoted guidelines, therefore, the total number of registered voters of the polling units where elections were cancelled or not held is in excess of the margin of win between the two leading candidates. Consequently, this election is therefore inconclusive.
We've been joined live by Barrister Chidel Owora, who will be giving us the legal position on the current situation in Kogi State. Hello, Barrister.
Hello, good evening. Maybe I should start by correcting the name. Is Onu Ora. Chidel Onu Ora.
All right, please pardon my mistakes. All right, can you give us the legal position in an electoral situation like what we have presently in Kogi State?
Well, with the death of the Guba candidate for APC in the Kogi election, and where particularly the election has been declared inconclusive because there are outstanding elections, local governments and wards. In that circumstance, my candid legal opinion on it is that a fresh election will be ordered because the election is inconclusive at the moment, and with his death, there ought to, first of all, be primaries which will recognize the deputy, his running mate, as the candidate sponsored by the political party as required by the Constitution.
All right. Hello? All right, guess we lost Barrister there. Now, Senator representing Kogi West Senatorial District, Dino Malaya, has described INEC's declaration of the Kogi governorship election as the delayed victory for the All Progressives Congress. Now, while members of the People's Democratic Party and other party members hailed the outcome of the election.
We we needed to educate them, and I'm happy the returning officer has done the good thing that he ought to do. In fact, he has done the needful. Now, the next thing is they are going to order a supreme election in those 91 polling units, and the party will go ahead and prepare and go back to those units.
I want to assure you that going by the pattern of voting, there is nowhere on local government or polling units that there was 50% compliance with the eligible voters. So it's victory delayed.
The decision is in line with the Electoral Act and it's okay by me and my party.
Now, earlier, the APC governorship candidate Aldo Abubakar has described the governorship election as free and fair, saying the alleged violence in some parts of the state is unconfirmed.
There is high turnout of voters at the polling units. In spite of scorching sun, the voters made up of youth and the elderly came out in their numbers to exercise their civic duty. When Governor Wada appeared for his accreditation, the candidate failed his fingerprint. His wife's name was not equally found on the voters' register. Speaking with journalists.
Meanwhile, Kogi State Governor Idris Wada has expressed dissatisfaction with the conduct of the governorship election in the state. Wada made his view known after being accredited at Ward 001 Odu polling unit in the Kena local government area at about 11 a.m. The governor, who was accompanied by his wife Halima, said he got a report of ballot box snatching and other electoral irregularities across the state. His accreditation was successful, but that was not the same case with his wife, whose name was not found on the voters' registers. She was, however, provided with an incident form where she entered her name. The malfunctioning of the card readers at the polling unit also prompted the voters to indulge in violence. The situation was later put under control by the security personnel posted at the ward. Now, while the APC governorship candidate Aldo Abubakar has described the governorship election free and fair, saying the alleged violence in some parts of the state is unconfirmed.
But as I said, it's an unconfirmed report. And we have our people, ask our people to report to law enforcement agents. So good, it's well organized. Even during the time of PDP, they will make sure that election conducted in this polling unit is free, fair, credible, so as to attract my commendation. Today is the day that God will give them the power, the strength, the wisdom to effect the long overdue change.
Now, Governor Saraka Dixon of Bayelsa State has urged his followers to be confident of victory in the December 5 governorship election in the state and not to be afraid of those in the opposition. Now, Dixon spoke during his campaign rally in Amasuma, southern Ijaw local government area of the state. He affirms that there is no room for other parties in the state, especially on the forthcoming governorship election. Dixon told the party faithful that with their support, the PDP would come out victorious in the election. The Niger Labour Congress has said that the recent declaration by the Niger Governors Forum that it could no longer sustain the 18,000 naira minimum wage was a declaration of war on Nigerian workers. The NLC President Ayuba Wada said in a statement on Sunday that the Congress would mobilize workers against the attempt by the NGF to reverse the minimum wage. The NGF chairman, Governor Abdulaziz Yari of Adamawa State, had said after a meeting of the forum that the minimum wage was imposed on the governors when the price of oil was $126 in the international market as against the prevailing $41. He said the minimum wage came into being in 2011 after 2 years agitation by the labor movement and negotiations. The NLC expressed shock over Yari's statement that the 18,000 naira national minimum wage promulgated into law in 2011 was no longer sustainable because of the fall in the price of crude oil. Now, former President Goodluck Jonathan has denied claims that he awarded a $2 billion arms procurement contract, contrary to reports of the Presidential Investigations Committee into arms procurement under his administration. The committee said that the Jonathan administration claimed to spend $2.2 billion to procure arms that were never bought. It also accused the former National Security Advisor Sambo Dazuki of supervising the contract. Dazuki had said in response to his current indictments over the alleged embezzlement of funds meant for multi-billion naira arms deal for Nigeria's anti-terrorism war, the allegations against him were simply unfounded and that all arms contracts were approved by Goodluck Jonathan, who was his boss. He said allegations from the presidency were nothing short of propaganda. Now, the Apex Eagles Socio-Cultural Organization, Ohanaeze Ndigbo, said on Friday that the director of Radio Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, and his cohorts in their struggle for Biafra agitation. Addressing reporters in Awka, the chairman forum of state president of Ohanaeze in the 7 Igbo-speaking state, Chris Oluomuno, said no right-thinking person will support what he called the madness of the group. This is still CoreTV Primetime News. We'll take a quick break. I'll be back on my stories. Please join us again.
This is what the people are saying.
You don't run a big economy with generator. They need to do more in terms of energy and power.
Many things to do for this Nigeria about lights, water, and new TT.
For Nigerians that are not gullible, we know that good laws have done nothing good for this country.
Buhari won the election convincingly. Talk to your husband that you should keep promise about what you said. And because people are watching you, you know, another election is coming.
Also, some people will strong for Yoruba land. They'll be strong man. You don't die.
This nation is moving forward. The best is going to take place.
The people giving voice to the voiceless.
Is it warcracy or autocracy? Or what type of crazy is that? Except crazy.
News making the headlines.
Black Maria is to carry criminals, trading looters that are in government today.
Sometimes it gets confrontational.
Slap you in the face. They don't put words into my mouth. Whatever it is that will bring our military to disrepute, I said to hell.
On Core Digest,
I want to know why I should be believing them.
Every weekday, we bring all of these together and take them to the court of public opinion.
Everybody has a right in Nigeria.
Where you are the judge.
Nigerians are expected to seek out the best.
2 words to describe the activity.
Nigerians are saying.
Say to you on
Be the first to know.
on CoreTV News.
From the north, south, east, west, and around Africa.
Presidential
We break the news. Now you can catch all the actions live.
I belong to everybody.
As the news breaks, we are CoreTV News.
They're welcome to CoreTV Primetime News.
A 24-hour news station.
The man on the streets have come to realize that the power to make decisions lies in the hands of the people.
I don't think the election.
5 local government out of the 32 local government is more than many states in the north. The economy is booming. Where is the economy booming?
Blast in Abuja.
Don't you have security?
Why are we fighting? President should not just sit in Abuja or in Asokoro or wherever he lives.
Those are supposed to be local. They know them cannot be there and be here at the same time.
Life of the citizens, community need to be protected.
It can't work out.
Bring the message of peace.
Where there be proper devolution of power from the center. The center is too powerful.
It's trying to do the best. But people are hasty. Why are you hasting? Why are you hasting? Why are you hasting? Why let's say you come?
The people giving voice to the voiceless.
This is still CoreTV Primetime News. A quick reminder of the major stories. INEC declares Kogi governorship election inconclusive. Orders are rerun in cancelled polling units. APC governorship candidate in the November 21 Kogi governorship election dies of heart attack shortly after announcement of results. Former President Goodluck Jonathan denies Sambo Dasuki's claims that he awarded a $2 billion arms procurement contract. Now, for more on the news and other programs, please visit our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/CoreTV News. You can follow us on Twitter at CoreTV News NG. Also visit our YouTube channel at youtube.com/CoreTV, leave a space, then news. At least 7 people have been reportedly killed when a female suicide bomber detonated an improvised explosive device in Maiduguri, Borno State on Sunday afternoon. Several others were injured in the incident. An eyewitness says the explosion occurred at 12 noon near a bus station in the city. President Muhammadu Buhari affirms that Nigeria had entered its glorious era in spite of insecurity and economic challenges, represented by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo at the graduation of Senior Executive Course 37 of the National Institute of Policy and Strategic Studies in Kuru, near Jos. He says the Boko Haram and other such insurgent groups around the country would soon be consigned to history, while acknowledging that some issues of agitations by some groups and sections in the country could not be ignored. He said that creating employment opportunities would reduce the tension. He had further charged the Institute to conduct comprehensive study on causes of insurgency and how to build civil capacity to defeat mindless violence. Buhari calls on persons and interest groups within the country to submit to peaceful means of expressing themselves without violating the laws of the land. Now, corruption is believed by many to be the root cause of most challenges facing different sectors of the economy in Nigeria, even as the number of politicians questioned by anti-corruption agencies are on the increase. In this report, our correspondent explores possible solutions to the menace of corruption in Nigeria. Now, moving on, following the recent unfortunate incident in neighboring border states that threatened the security of lives and property, the Plateau Police Command has called on the citizens of the states to increase the level of vigilance in order not to fall victim to terrorist attacks. The report.
From antecedents, the neighboring states have been attacked due to communal clashes. Plateau states often get visited by men of the underworld. It is in this view that the police command seeks to sensitize and reawaken the level of security consciousness of residents on suspicious persons within the environment. The police spokesman called on residents of the troubled state not to be carried away by the modicum of peace being enjoyed, but remain calm and vigilant.
Considering what is happening in other neighboring states that threaten security of lives and property, the police command decided to issue press release sensitizing members of the public and the good people of Plateau State to be more security conscious so that we will not become victim of circumstances. And to that effect, we are enjoining members of the public to be more serious, to be more sensitive about strange persons, objects they found within the environment.
Plateau residents are wary of attack and determined to expose suspected terrorists within their areas.
For now, over time, at least, we have enjoyed relative peace. But for the fact that issues are cropping up around states that border Plateau, we need not to relax. Rather, we are now encouraging members of the public not to just begin to relax and go around carelessly. And that is why we are now saying they should be security conscious so that we'll be proactive before incidents occur.
The Nigerian Air Force has assured that its ongoing strike mission in Sambisa Forest would not affect civilian targets. Air Components Commander Operation Lafia Dole Air Commodore Isiakamau gave this assurance while addressing journalists today in Maiduguri. He explained that the Air Force conducted a series of intelligence gathering on the area before embarking on the mission. Amau reiterated the force's mission to wipe out the Boko Haram terrorists from the Sambisa forest hideout. Now, international business analysts have challenged organizations across Africa to put in practice the policy of corporate social responsibility in their industries in a bid to enhance growth in the country. Correspondent Sarah Yeko reports on the Africa Conference on Corporate Social Responsibility.
An assembly of international experts, African leaders and decision makers in the business world, with the common goal of instilling the culture of giving back to the host communities of their businesses. One of the speakers emphasizes the importance of corporate social responsibility, CSR, which should be integrated into the governance of a business organization.
We don't really have to have a lengthy debate about whether there is a relationship between corporate governance and corporate social responsibility, because one cannot exist without the other. You cannot build a business today, trade unethically, ruin all sorts of legislation, dump your waste carelessly, and then say, oh yeah, I think we'll be here for the next 60 years. You may not be here for the next 60 years.
For these business analysts, there are laws guiding the African business economy, with analysis of the major challenges, which is the non-implementation of policies, which has left the African economic community underdeveloped.
You look back to the safety laws in the UK, you find out that because there is implementation of the law, the tendency to comply with the law is much higher than what you have here. So it's about the commitment to complying and implementing the laws that have been passed. So if you pass one more law, we need to work around additional steps or additional levels to ensure that there is implementation.
Amid lingering recession that has dented corporate profits and intensified pressure from shareholders, business experts have urged companies to devise means of making a constant practice of fulfilling their corporate social responsibility in a bid to boost corporate governance. Sarah Ayuk, CoreTV News, Lagos.
All right, now back to developing stories in Kogi State. We're being joined live by Barrister Wale Ogunade, a constitutional lawyer and human rights activist. Hello, Barrister.
Good evening. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Now, can you tell us your legal opinion on the electoral situation in Kogi State at the moment?
It's an unfortunate situation, and a situation that the law did not anticipate.
Okay.
Unfortunately, and for this opportunity, I want to use this opportunity to exemplify the whole mankind, because this is a loss, this is a tragedy. And
okay, guests were lost. Barrister Wale Ogunade there. Now we'll take a break. Now we'll be back with stories from outside Nigeria. Please stay with us.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. And Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then news. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
Is it crazy or autocracy? Or what type of crazy is that? Except crazy.
News making the headlines.
Black Maria is to carry criminals, trading looters that are in government today.
Sometimes it gets confrontational.
Slap you in the face. They don't put words into my mouth. Whatever it is that will bring our military to disrepute, I said to hell.
On Core Digest,
I want to know why I should be believing them.
Every weekday, we bring all of these together and take them to the court of public opinion.
Everybody has a right in Nigeria
where you are the judge.
The man on the streets have come to realize that the power to make decisions lies in the hands of the people.
I don't think the election.
5 local government out of the 13 local government is more than many states in the north. The economy is booming. Where is the economy booming?
Blast in Abuja.
Don't you have security?
Why are we fighting? The country should not just sit in Abuja or in Asokoro or wherever it is. Those are supposed to be Boko Haram. They know them.
They cannot be there and be here at the same time.
Life of the citizens, community need to be protected.
It can't work out.
Bring the message of peace.
Let there be proper devolution of power from the center. The center is too powerful.
It's time to do the best. But people are hasting. Why are you hasting? Why are you hasting? Why are you hasting? Why let's conjugate?
The people giving voice to the voiceless.
Nigerians are expected to seek out the best.
2 words to describe the activity.
Nigerians are saying
Say to you on
Be the first to know.
on CoreTV News.
From the north, south, east, west, and around Africa,
Presidential
we break the news. Now you can catch all the actions live
I belong to everybody.
as the news breaks. We are CoreTV News,
There, welcome to CoreTV Primetime
a
News.
24-hour news station.
Now we'll have Barrister Gwade back online. Hello, Barrister. Okay, yeah, can you give us the legal opinion on the electoral situation in Kogi State at the moment?
So as I was saying, Section 33 was just trying to capture the situation.
Okay.
Where the section says the political party shall not be allowed to change or substitute its candidate. This name has been submitted pursuant to Section 31. And Section 31 provides for all those political parties to present names of their candidates 30 days before the election.
Okay.
And of course, by virtue of that section 33, it gives the political power, the political parties the power to substitute their candidates in case of death or withdrawal of any candidate. That's before the election. But now the election has taken place. That's the germane thing, which was not taken into consideration by the law. And of course, this one is very, very interesting. And of course, Section 36 was trying to look at Section 36 was talking about if the person has died after the election has been concluded.
Okay.
This one is an inconclusive election, so we're in the quagmire. But the only thing is that maybe the doctrine of the necessity is coming, or INEC and all the major stakeholders will sit down to look at the way around it. I guess there's not going to be any political crisis in which it's something that has to be taken because nobody wants to die that in this way. And I want to believe that all the major stakeholders, including the other parties too, will not see it as an advantage.
Okay.
As a way of looking at the political situation and seeing how they will rectify it before any law. So today, just as I was trying to say again in Section 36 of the Constitution and of the Electoral Act, it provides that within 14 days, and another election should take place to conclude the whole process. So I know that within the next 14 days, politicians will see who they are, will see and see how they work around.
All right, thank you very much, Barrister. We should let you go now. Now outside Nigeria, Belgium's police forces are looking for several terror suspects as the capital Brussels endures the second day of a security lockdown. Interior Minister John Jambo said the current threat was greater than that posed by Salah Abdeslam, wanted for the Paris attack. Brussels is on its highest level of alert amid fears an attack. The city was the base for the Paris attackers, Islamic State militants who killed 130 people. The security situation in Brussels is being reviewed, and an announcement about whether the lockdown should continue is expected soon. Now, metro services remain suspended, and residents have been told to avoid crowds. Meanwhile, soldiers are also patrolling the streets as the manhunt continues for Salah Abdeslam, a 26 French national who lived in Brussels. Police describe him as armed and dangerous. Now, eyewitnesses say a landslide at a jade mine has killed at least 90 people in northern Myanmar. The victims were buried within when a vast heap of waste material discarded by the mining companies collapsed in Kachin State. Many of the dead were scavengers living on or near the waste dumps to search through the debris in the hopes of finding fragments of jade to sell. The landslide in Kachin happened in the early hours of Sunday morning, and there are reports of dozens more missing. A huge rescue operation is underway with the Myanmar Red Cross, the Army, police and local community groups all at the scene trying to dig people out of the earth. The region is home to some of the world's highest quality jade, bringing in billions of dollars a year for the country. Though researchers say most of that money goes to individuals and companies tied to Myanmar's former military rulers. And Mauricio Macri is trying to end 12 years of leftist rule in Argentina by beating ruling party candidate Daniel Scioli. Argentinians have begun voting in the country's presidential runoff election, which could mark the end of outgoing President Cristina Kirchner's domination of the country. Kirchner's preferred candidate, Daniel Scioli, is trying to hold off a challenge in Sunday's ballot from right-winger Mauricio Macri, with polls published last week running the candidates neck and neck. Neither candidate achieved the 45% of votes needed to avoid a runoff in the first round of the election held in October. Scioli picked up 35% of the vote, with Macri a percentage point behind on 34%. Scioli has ruled the country since taking over from Nestor in 2007 and has reached the end of the two-term limit. Despite early fiscal success, Argentina's economy has started to flounder, and whoever wins Sunday's vote will expect to inherit a limit of financial problems. The country is facing inflation and is involved in a legal battle against two American hedge funds that reject its plans to restructure the $100 billion in debt it defaulted on in 2001. And in sport,
our style, that's what he delivered. Here's that ball, storming, Puyol with a flying lead.
Bo taking them out in the lead.
The Manchester United manager Louis van Gaal has confirmed he wants to take Cristiano Ronaldo back to Old Trafford. Portugal forward Ronaldo left United for Real Madrid in 2009 for a then world record €80 million fee and has become the Spanish side's top goal scorer. However, speculation persists. The 30-year-old is set to leave Madrid. Ronaldo is a three-time FIFA World Player of the Year, broke Raul's record of 323 goals for Real earlier this season. He has won one La Liga title, a Champions League crown and two Spanish Cup titles in just over 6 years in the Spanish capital. Before moving to Madrid, he won 3 Premier League titles, 1 Champions League, 1 FA Cup and 2 League Cups in 6 seasons at United. He moved to Old Trafford for $12.24 million from Sporting Lisbon in 2003 and scored 118 goals in 292 appearances for the Red Devils. Now, Tottenham has equaled the club record by going 12 Premier League games unbeaten after Hurricanes' 2 goals helped them comfortably beat West Ham. Kane scored for the 5th club game in a row to put Spurs ahead. Toby Alderweireld headed in from a corner. The English striker fired in his second after the break before Klein Walker added a 4th for the home side, who also struck the woodwork twice. Manos Lanzita's late goal was merely a consolation for the lackluster Hammers. The two sides began the day level on 21 points from 12 games, a tally that represents the Hammers' best start to a Premier League season. But it is Tottenham who now finds themselves 5th, 2 points behind 4th-placed Arsenal. Now, Mohamed Amar's ban was reduced from 5 years to 4 after he cooperated with Cricket's anti-corruption unit. Pakistan's Mohamed Hafiz has said he will not play in the same team as disgraced ex-teammate Mohamed Amar. Fast bowler Mare 23 was jailed for his part in a sport-fixing scam during the 2010 Test Series in England and banned from cricket for 5 years. He returned in September and is playing for Chittagong Wickens in Bangladesh. Hafiz refused to play with Mares in the 2020 competition, indicating lack of integrity. The all-rounder 35 says he has no personal issues with the bowler, who will be eligible for selection for Pakistan's squad to tour England next summer. But that is a wrap on CoreTV Primetime News. But before we go, a quick reminder of our major stories. Governorship election inconclusive. Orders overrun in cancelled polling units. APC governorship election candidate in the November 21 Kogi governorship election dies of heart attack shortly after announcement of results. And finally, former President Goodluck Jonathan denied Sambo Dasuki's claims that he awarded a $2 billion arms procurement contract. Thanks for staying through with us. I'm Elijah Wakil. Do have a wonderful night.